10 things to teach a piano beginner in 10 lessons. Number 5. Play a game called Piano Geography with your students. You can also play this game on their first piano lesson, depending on the student. And what this game does is it teaches your students to orientate themselves on this huge piano keyboard and to make some kind of sense of all those white and black keys that they're seeing. I'll explain in 4 simple steps the preparation for the game, and then I'll show you the game itself. Let's get started. A small disclaimer: I use the names of the octaves based on the Helmholtz pitch notation system, but for the purpose of this video, I will be giving names of the octaves based on this Helmholtz system, and then based on the American system. So, this is the first octave based on the Helmholtz, and the 4th octave based on the American system. So I will be always giving 2 names for the octaves in this order. Let's get started. First step to prepare us for the game. Ask your student to notice the piano keyboard. Tell them to look at it and just ask them to tell you what they think is happening. Usually the first thing that's gonna come to their mind is that they see white and black keys. There are a lot of them. And also very often they will already notice that there is some kind of a repetition, some kind of a pattern between the black keys. The 2 black keys, 3 black keys, 2, 3. 80% of my students, this is their first observation. So now that you have this observation from their part, you can name those groups of 2, or twins as they call them, or triplets. I also like to ask my students to give names of their 2 best friends, or if they have 3, then here we attach on the triplets, we attach the names of their friends or their favorite superheroes. Then, step number 2. Introduce the name of the keys with the help of those groups, the twins and the triplets. I start with the C key, which is located on the left. I'm still not using the words lower, higher. I'll explain in a minute. I'm still using the left and the right side of the piano keyboard, as it is physically correct. So, on the left side of the 2 black keys, or the twins, the C key is located. Then I ask them to find another C key on the piano keyboard. Since they already noticed that there are more twins on the piano, they will think about left and right. They may confuse it, sometimes play the E key, but they will get it eventually on their 3rd or 4th try. On the left of the twins is the C key. And then go on with the rest of the keys. The simplest key to explain, I've even tried it with 4-year-olds, is the D key, or Re in the solfeggio system. Why is that? It's exactly in between those 2 black keys. Exactly. If they are able to notice those 2 black keys, they can immediately find the D key. It's easier to say in the middle and to understand it rather than left or right. This is the easiest key. Now, step number 3. Ask them to find other C keys or D keys, depending E, whatever key you like, and ask them to play 3 or 4 different C keys on the piano. Play them again and ask them to tell you their opinion of what they think is the difference between this C key and this C key, or even a bigger difference, this C key and this C key. Don't try to give them expect specific answers. Let their imagination fly. Their imagination and their ideas of your students, they are a golden resource for you as a teacher, to use for next future lessons, and also to give inspiration for games or exercises. Then you can start, after your student has spoken, then you can start introducing the word pitch. And what does a pitch mean? That more that we go to the right of the piano keyboard, the more the sound becomes thinner or higher. Use simple words. The more I go to the left, it becomes lower. Then you can ask your student to give examples based on animals or musical instruments if they have this experience. Let's say, for instance, this D key right here and this. No student is going to tell you that this D key is sounding like an elephant or this D key is sounding like a mouse. So again, use their imagination or from nature phenomena to give you examples, but play them in a quite different, quite high and quite low keys, so that the difference is very distinguished. Step number 4, explain what an octave is, again in a simple way. A group of keys that have some order, starting from C until B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Si, and all the black keys in between. All those white keys and all the black keys in between this area, and press it down like that. So this is the meaning of an octave. And then you can start naming those octaves based on the Helmholtz system and the American, whichever one you use. Now let's go. First octave or fourth octave. Second octave or fifth octave. Third octave or seventh octave. And small octave, third octave. I can go lower and higher, but I'm trying to fit what I see in the camera. And now let's start with the game. Keep score, note it, draw it on their music sheet, and your student plays against you. He gets 2 guesses. If the first guess and the second guess are incorrect, then the point is yours. Play 8 to 12 points. So, ask your student to tell you where the E key of the third octave is located on the piano, or on the 6th octave based on the American system. First, they will have to divide it into tasks. First, they have to find the E key. They will always count from C key, if they remember where that is, C, D, E. So, okay, you found the correct key. Now ask them to find it in the correct region, in the correct country or height of the piano keyboard, the correct pitch. First octave or fourth, second octave or fifth, third octave or sixth octave. Then reverse. You have to play one key on the piano, let's say this one, and then ask your student to name and the key and to name also the octave where this key is located. First, let them find from the C key which is this name, C, D, E, F, G, and then let them orientate themselves depending on their middle where they're sitting. Emphasize also this, that when they're sitting, their belly button has to be exactly in front of the first octave based on the first system that I use, or in front of the fourth octave based on the American system. So if this is the first octave, this is G of the small octave or G key of the third octave. And lastly, don't underestimate the importance of games. Play them with your students as often as you can. Create new games, create games with them, and keep score. Your students need something more tangible, something in numbers to remember when the lesson finishes, except the fact that they're going to tell their parents or they're going to be proud of themselves. I beat my piano teacher on my piano lesson, or I got this and this score. This will give them proof of their learning and understanding skills, even subconsciously. And it will inspire them and will want to motivate them to play again. And through those games, you will do the learning part, the teaching part that you should do. For the prizes, you can give them small prizes if they win. I usually make something very simple. I used to give huge prizes and presents. Now I just, as an experiment, I started, especially with the youngsters, drawing for them. I tell them, if you win this game, I will draw for you whatever you want at the end of the lesson. And I draw it right in front of them. And they get all so excited. So it depends on you, the size of the prize. But the best prize for them is that they won the game and they have the proof for that. So have a good practice, play fair, don't give away points for free, and I'll see you on my next piano teaching tip video.